Protesters were subjected to tear gas over the weekend, and Multnomah County Commissioner Sharon Meieran was among the protesters who were tear gassed.
Meieran, who is also an emergency room doctor, tells us she joined peaceful demonstrators Saturday night outside the federal courthouse after getting off her shift. She joins us live this morning to talk about the ongoing protests. Commissioner, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for speaking with us. I first want to ask you about your experience. What did you observe at protests over the weekend?
So I was at the protests on Sunday evening and also Monday. No, I'm losing track of time these days. Saturday and Sunday.
Aren't we all?
And as are we, yeah. And what I saw was a large group, larger over the course of the nights, that were gathering, chanting, doing different things, milling about, but by and large, absolutely nonviolent, and gathering around the federal building.
And so what do you think about the federal presence there with the officers that were sent here, and just what you're seeing as far as the peaceful side of the protest to their reaction to some of these protesters?
The degree of reaction from this federal seemingly paramilitary force that's come in and occupied our city has been drastically out of proportion to any of the actions that have been demonstrated by any of the protesters, which have been largely, like I said, not absolutely nonviolent.
Now, I know you can speak to this from a medical background as well. Can you explain for people who have not been a part of these protests or demonstrations what it's like to be in a crowd that is being hit with tear gas with some of these chemical agents?
It's terrifying. It's very disorienting. You just, I was very close to the front. I was just on the street standing next to the federal building where, like I said, people were actually just milling about at the time this happened. It seemed like a squad of federal agents in camouflage came out and just, without waiting for anything, without warning, just started throwing canisters of tear gas toward the crowd. But you know, people don't know what they are. They don't know where they are. And suddenly these things start emitting smoke, and everyone is scared and runs. It's very chaotic, very traumatic, very disorienting.
Yeah, we're a few blocks from the scene of a lot of this here in the Coin newsroom, and they had to actually flush out our air system the other day because people in the newsroom blocks away were feeling the effects in our nose. What is your response to President Trump saying that he's going to be sending in more officers to other cities? I mean, what's your reaction to that?
Sort of, I guess, horror and disbelief. From what I have seen, the presence of these federal forces have only exacerbated any of the situations that have been happening that I've seen. Our protests were by and large winding down, nonviolent, peaceful generally. And what the president's actions by sending in this force has just invigorated people, brought more people out. It is having the opposite effect of what I would hope would be intended, which is de-escalation and avoiding confrontation.
Yeah, you know, I know we saw the larger block of moms and dads joining in the protests again last night. I'm curious, will you be returning to the protest after you were tear gassed?
Absolutely. I returned the night after. I was with the Wall of Moms, and I was prepared. I had a respirator, I had swim goggles, I had a helmet, because they're just sending projectiles into the crowds as well. And so I was back. I'll be back again tonight.
Okay, well, stay safe out there, and best of luck to you. Thank you so much, Commissioner.